You can download QGIS here at qgis.org. Install the 32 or 64-bit, doesn't really matter. I suggest going with the most latest version since that will be the most rich on features. And if you want to go with the stable one, you can. It doesn't really matter. It's up to you. I'm just going to go with 3.16. Just save it to your downloads. And it will begin the installation process. Once it has finished, open the file. This is just Windows saying, do you want this app to make changes to your device? Press yes. Then you'll be prompted to this window. Press next. Press I agree. I would just keep it as it is. These you don't need. They're just, what's it called? Samples. You shouldn't install them. They're not useful. And wait for the installation to finish. Once it has finished, it'll look like this. Just press finish. And then you should be able to find it through here. Type QGIS. And then look for QGIS 3.16. Here it is. And it will open shortly. There are a couple of resources you might want to install before using QGIS. First one is probably the most important. It's a base map. It's called GADM, and I'll provide a link in the description. You want to download this one, the bottom one with the 6 separate layers. Press on the shapefiles, and then it'll prompt you to download it. I've already downloaded it, so. Second one is Natural Earth. So here you would want the, you probably shouldn't get the borders for this one since they're no good. They're kind of low quality, but you can go into cultural here. Try to go with the large scale data. So here you can see, ignore these ones. You can see populated places. This is basically cities. Roads, railroads, airports, ports. Just look through here and you could find some stuff that you might want. You can look in physical as well. Look for things that might be useful, rivers, labels if you would want them. There's these lines. All of these are pretty useful if you need them. It's up to you. And then raster. Raster is the most important, I think, because this is the terrains that you can install. So here's gray earth. There's shaded relief, ocean, natural earth. These ones are really good. I suggest installing natural earth 2 since there's more contrast. You can see deserts better. Maybe one of these two. Probably the larger version. I'd assume it's better. But yeah. And third one is Census Mosaic, but it's currently down. It does not work at the moment, but eventually it'll be back up and you can get some historical borders such as Germany in the 1800s, Austria-Hungary, Europe in 1910 or 1900s. Yeah, you can just explore those. Lastly, you want to download hydro lakes, which is just a crap ton of lakes. They're very high quality as well, so these will be good. I would download number 3 here. It's just so it's easier as a shapefile. I'm not sure how to use an Esri geodatabase, so just download this one and then extract it, whatever. To get started on QGIS, open a new project, and then you should see a blank page like this. So what you want to do, you want to go to, you want to find your GADM file. I have it saved to my favorites, but you just have to look for it. Go with the 0 one, since this one is the modern day borders. To change the projection, you want to go here. Before that, this base map might not be sufficient because there's some glitches in QGIS and with shapefiles that include the world. So you might want to disable this for now. go here and then search the projection you want. Let's go with Albers for this demonstration. And now if we open this, it should be like that, which is why you can't use this one. You want to use this one, the provinces. It's inconvenient, but it still works well. It's the same base map, just with a lot more provinces. If you're wondering, these numbers basically mean like the level of provinces you want. So here would be some crazy municipalities in France and in other nations as well. So you have this, right? For now, I'll just stick with the normal equirectangular projection. Now, you have the base map, but you need more than just a base map, right? So we can add in the lakes here. And first, we want to make sure that the lakes aren't extremely massive. This won't solve the problem, but it will make it much better. You want to do this with all your shapefiles. So go to properties, as I just did, and then select pixels. Make sure you're in simple fill, and then set it to 1 pixel. Or you can set it to 0, and it will be called a hairline. You can do that too. Doesn't really matter. Same thing for this one. This is just so the borders aren't extremely massive when you export this. So now we have an extremely detailed map. Now you can import your other files. You can import your cities, your these thingies if you want them. Just put them in the layers that you want. And then you can go into their properties, make them bigger, make them smaller, etc. So let's go with some cities. And for cities, if you want to make some labels for the cities, just go into properties, go to labels, and then select single labels, and then press apply. And then you can change the font of it. If you're making a big base map, you want to overshoot the size and set it to pixels. And let's go with 650 pixels. And then for the font, we can have Times New Roman. And then we want to make the circle smaller. And we can choose this pixels and make it about, I'd say 30 pixels. It looks big right now, just ignore that, it's fine, trust me. So now we have a map of Europe. Actually, let's make a map of Greece, shall we? Greece and Western Turkey. Alright, and then now I want to introduce you to something called XYZ files. XYZ files are extremely high quality maps that you can just do a lot of stuff with. I'll provide a bunch of links in the description for the Google satellite, the Esri ocean terrain, maybe the Microsoft terrain, but I don't suggest using these. These two are the best. So let's go with the Google satellite first. This will take a bit to load. You can see it's just like Google satellite. And then Esri ocean terrain. This is good for the ocean, but you can also use it for the land. It's up to you. Depends on what you like to see. So basically, to add one of these, let's just get the URL here. So what you do is you right click XYZ tiles, press new connection, and then you can call it whatever you want. So you can call it test, and then paste in your URL here. Then it's called test, here it is. Then you can double click it and it should be this. I copied it from this one, by the way. So if we open that one as well, should be the exact same thing. Yep. Let's remove these. You can also use this one as well, but the problem with this one is that the base map isn't the most detailed, so there might be some inconsistencies. Anyway, let's go with these for now. I'm gonna zoom in a little bit. Also, if you can hold shift and zoom in slowly. I currently cannot since I'm holding my microphone with my other hand. Anyway. And then there's also something called ArcGIS map service. And to add this, I'm not exactly sure, but I believe it's something like, I'll provide this URL in the description. Pretty sure you go here, new connection, call whatever you want. Yep, it works. Just wait, and this is relief. So we actually don't need this. Though you could use this if you wanted for, in this case it wouldn't be useful since I'm gonna make an 8K map of this. And this would be not high enough quality since this is actually a 24K world map. And that's not enough for 8K Greece, unfortunately. So let's go with this. Alright, so let's go to export. To begin exporting, you want to go to project and go to new print layout, or you can do Control P. I'll just do it like this. Just press OK, it doesn't really matter. And now you'll be prompted to this. Now, firstly, you want to, if you want to change how the page looks, just go to page properties, and then you can set whatever you want. You can do custom if you want. But usually I suggest either A4 or you can do the normal YouTube cropping. I'll just do this one. And then you want to press on this one. It's called New Map. And then you just want to drag it from top left down to the bottom right, or the other way around. And they'll be rendering the map. There it is. That seems like pretty good. So now let's go to Layout, Export Image. And let's call this, usually I just spam the keyboard as you can see here, but I'll call this 8K Greece base map. Let's change it to 8K quality because that's what we want, or you can change this directly and do whatever you wish. Actually, let's get fancy and let's go even bigger than 8K. Let's do 16K. Why not? Let's do 16K. Let's go save, and this might take a bit. Okay, now that one's finished rendering. Now, do not move anything. Do not move this, do not move anything. Let's disable these. Let's open this. Let's go here and move, and you can see how it changes now. See, it's not too big, right? Let's go to layout, save image. I'll just spam, I'm too lazy to do anything else. And let's do 16K again. Alright, now comes the difficult part for your computer. The XYZ tiles in the ArcGIS, they take a long time to render. So just enable the layer, then render this. This might take a long time depending on how good your computer is. And if you render something too big, if you render over, let's say 40K, and your computer is not extremely good, there's a good chance QGIS will just crash on you and you'll be very disappointed. Anyway, I'm gonna close recording for this one since this will take a lot of computer power. I'll do the rest off recording. Once it's finished, which first of all, I do not advise ever going this big with your maps if your PC cannot handle it. My computer almost died rendering these terrain files. Anyway, now we can open paint.net, or you can open Photoshop or whatever you're using. And then we can import these files. So I saved them to my downloads. So they are here. So let's open this one. I called it 8K on accident, but it's actually 16K, as you can see down here. And okay, I need to use, so you can see the detail here. What I like to do is I like to recolor the ocean first. And since you have to recolor the lakes as well, since they're slightly different color. Just wait. Oh, okay. Yeah, the problem with the 16 map is that it'll take a long time to do anything. With 8K, because my computer is not liking what's happening right now. I like what's happening, but my computer does not. Look at this detail. Unfortunately, the borders will be gone because, well, you can't really have everything in the world. You need to make this neat and tidy. So, color the outline with this color. And now you'll be here with two colors, this blue and this brown. Now you can add an outline to this. I really do not want my computer to suffer too much, but I guess I don't have a choice. Oh boy. Okay. So right now what I'm doing, this is not a Paint.net tutorial, but I'm basically adding, I'm using this plugin called Drop Shadow, and I'm basically just adding in just a tiny outline. So here you can see this tiny outline here. You can see it here. This is also to minimize the size of lakes so they're not too big. And now we can import the terrain files and start getting nice. So we can import file. These are the cities. So we can remove the white here. And here we can see that the labels are actually pretty good. We can change these however we want, but I'll just keep them as they are right now. Now we can import the terrain files and whatnot. I might actually shrink this down because this is almost 200 megabytes for a terrain file. I don't. Okay, apparently it works. I was 90% sure Paint.net was going to crash. We can. This is very detailed, as you can see. This is the power of XYZ files. You can see Istanbul. You can see the mountain ranges. This is really big. This is a 16K map, so we can make this less visible. We can import the ocean terrain as well. This is quite large as well, but it's not nearly as large as the Google satellite. As you can see, it's not the most high definition thing out there, but it works. And then we can set this to something not that high. Let's go with that. Then we can add in the relief. The relief is a nice touch, but don't overuse it. Look at this relief. It's very detailed, especially on a 16K map. So what I'll like this to multiply so you can't see the white. And then and the best part about this is that it matches this one. So if we make this more visible again. We can see it actually matches really well. Not perfect in some areas, but it's pretty spot on actually. So we can move this to the top. And we can give this a nice border glow. So in the meantime, I'll explain how you would get borders. In my opinion, the best way is to trace. As hard as that is, it's honestly the best way. You can makes it more realistic, I guess. Obviously, you can import some different ones, but tracing honestly is just the best way to go. So right now, I'm just gonna make this a bit larger. This is still extremely big. I might have to make it even larger. So right now I'm just preparing the border glow. That should be sufficient, and now I'll give it a blur. Now we have a pretty good map. It's very high definition, that's for sure. For map making, I'm not the best out there, but I will say I am able to make high definition maps with the power of QGIS. I hope you learned something today, and if you have any questions, you can DM me on Discord. My name is Chinese Productions 9495. That's my tag. I'll put a link to in the description to my Discord server, so you can ask other people for help if they know how to help you. But yeah, that's basically this tutorial. Good luck with your maps.